Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have a sharp game to share with you from 1987. On the white end, Yasser Seirawan playing against Ivan Sokolov. Alright, we start out with the English opening, only a 27-move game. Not long from now, we're going to observe some caveman-like attack by Seirawan. Makes it look way too easy. From here, it's d5. If d4 and g6 were included, d5 would signal the Grünfeld defense. d5 in this case is noted as the Anglo-Grünfeld variation of the English. C takes d, knight takes d follows. Both sides go for a Kingside fianchetto. Knight under fire. Rather than capture and build white center, we see the retreat. d3, bishop g7, bishop e3. Let's pause for a moment. Black from here castles, and in response, white forms a battery and looks forward to a dark square bishop exchange, and then the launching of the h-pawn. This is the caveman-like idea I'm referring to. It's super simple. You look forward to removing black's only kingside defender, the dark square bishop, and pry open the h-file for the rook, something you would see out of the Sicilian Dragon, namely the Yugoslav Attack. Now, rather than castles, c6 is healthy, tame the bishop, and should the battery be formed here, h5 is a move worth considering. Now, the downside with h5 is that g5 is a bit soft. The h-pawn will not be around to keep a knight out of that square. The evaluation here is about plus 0.5. Having the g5 square a little bit weakened is a much smaller price to pay compared to a position I'm about to highlight, where white is able to establish a pawn on h6. That position is also reading as plus 0.5, but it is far less attractive, practically speaking. Okay, in this game we have the immediate castles. Now comes queen c1. This was my main takeaway with this game, noting the difference between queen c1 and d2. This here is move 8, and the difference between these two isn't really fully revealed until move 22. Okay, follow-up now is rook e8. Black wants to meet bishop h6 with bishop h8. You avoid the dark square bishop exchange. Here's how the computer now wants to play it. It wants to go with e5, and after bishop h6, f6, h4, c6, a lot of pawn moves, I realize. This is considered a top line, however. Meeting h5 with g5. Okay, the h-file doesn't open up, but as mentioned, here's a situation, a line where a white pawn is established on h6. This here is reading plus 0.5. Not fun. I would not want to play this position as black. Way too dangerous. Also, backing up a little bit, I tested out a different move at this stage right here, after the battery is formed. What about playing h5 in this position when castled? You're not going to let this pawn get up here on h6. Hang on. If h5 in this position, check out this idea. Available to white is h3, with next up g4. Pawn sacrifice just to get this open line. This is very dangerous. Black's king knight is all the way over here. Black is lacking kingside defense. Okay, in this game, after castles, queen c1, we have rook e8, bishop h6, bishop h8, that was the idea, h4, knight c6, h5, knight d4, knight f6, knight captures knight is played here, Even with different moves, the evaluation by this point is reading about plus 1.5. We have knight captures knight here. This is very helpful for white. It sort of expedites his attack towards the black king. How is this so? Well, after bishop captures knight, g2 now vacant for the king. King f1, king g2. This is a perfect post for the king, and it paves the way for a slick queen maneuver. Follow up c6, h-file now opened up, king f1, knight d5, king g2, knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, c3 under fire. Okay, fine. Let's defend the pawn. These moves right here may be right around the corner. Follow up queen h1, queen h6, the other rook on h1. Everything is working there for white. The king very cozy here with this arrangement. Black's king in some serious trouble. Okay, c3 under control. Bishop preserved yet again. Rook b1. From here, bishop e6 is played. If queen captures a2, this is, call it an insignificant pawn. I mean, your king side is under fire here. a2 pawn being picked up. Bishop h6 is a fine reply. Follow-up ideas might include queen f4 to h4. Okay. From here, we have bishop e6, c4, queen is under fire, queen, bishop no longer connecting on a2. Where does the queen go? c7 in this case, you pick up the pawn at this point. Rook captures b7 is cool, bishop h6 is still an idea. All right, in this one, it is queen c7, bishop h6, once more avoiding dark square bishop exchange, and now comes move 22. This is where we see the difference between that earlier decision by white with the queen on move 8, queen d2, versus queen c1. What move is available for the queen? g1. Look how simple this looks. Next up, queen h2, crushing battery. This is a winning attack. Let's see what black tries. Bishop f5, queen h2, e5, bishop g5 is poison. There would be mate. Bishop g7, queen now functioning like a queen, supporting bishop f6 next. Black's play is with f6. Gives the king a little air. Why is this maybe important? Let's say b6 is played to free the black queen from a defensive role. Bishop f6 will be leading to mate shortly. Bishop takes, queen takes, rook h8 soon enough for mate. And challenging the bishop with queen d6 or rook e6 is going to fail in both cases to a familiar mating pattern. Queen corner pocket, rook corner pocket for checkmate. Anything else to note? In this position, if the queen tries to hold up the bishop move, a big pawn will fall. Also, if rook e6, this bishop is out of squares. e4 looks pretty good, and you're picking up a piece from there. So the try from here is with f6. You pick up a huge pawn. These pawns now split. The attack continues. The try from here is with rook b8. And after move 27, g4, black has finally had enough and simply resigns. If the game continued, not sure what move to even put on here. Retreat the bishop to d7. That cuts off the queen. Check. Bishop's going to fall. Bishop back home. Disconnect between the rooks. Bishop here. Bishop e4 looks very healthy. Perfect improvement. Everything is just tipping in white's favor. From here, the attack continues. You're up a pawn, ready to win a second. Checks still in the air. Complete disaster here for black, losing. Okay, g4 as far as we go here. Move 27. What a simple looking attack here out of the English opening. What are your thoughts with this one? Feel free, as usual, to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe took a thing or two away. That's all for now. Take care.